Well, I did it. I joined the club today. It's a steam club in sawmilling. I hit one of my metal log stops with my sawmill blade, which pretty much destroys that blade, needs to be resharpened. So I've got to take that old blade off, which frankly was time to be swapped out anyway, and go put a new blade on. Thought I would successfully avoid joining the club. Everybody jokes about it, but there was one log stop at the very end of the log, and I thought it had been lowered down all the way, and I wasn't but maybe an inch off the deck of the bunks, because I was just trimming off the bottom part of a log, of a 2x10. Should have just flipped the 2x10 over and trimmed it off the top, but I was like, oh, I've got everything out of the way. Last 6 inches, I hit the log stop. So time to swap out the blade and put a new one on. So let's see how that's done. So the couple things you got to do before you swap out the blades. The blades are on tension, right? And they've got a recommended 2.5 turns to 3 turns to put the blade at tension. So before we can remove it, we got to back off all that tension so that blade is loose. So we start with backing off the tension, and now all right, and now we can come in and open up the case. Here we go. Oh, let's take our little sawdust bucket down. So, if you've been curious about what it looks like inside the bandsaw, here you go. Basically, you've got 2 giant wheels that turn. The engine comes in here, runs this pulley system, and basically just rotates this giant blade all through it. So it's pretty cool. Very easy. These wheels just go round and round. So let's get this ready to take off. Let's see here. This guide will have to come off. This is the blade guide. All right. So we take that off, and that basically helps keep this blade from wobbling, and this is adjustable, comes in and out so that you have less distance of exposed blade. This little part right here is what you have put down to keep from hitting the log stops. So when the log stop is here, it hits that bar and it keeps the blade from hitting it. But of course, I had mine turned up because I've never hit it before, but we won't make that mistake again. So that's the inner workings. Now we've got it loosened up. We can take off this old blade. All right. There you go. It's as simple as that. Big giant blade. Let's go get our new blade, put it on. All right, so now we got the new blade. Now we just gotta feed it in here. There's a blade guide on each side. Just gotta feed it through. There we go. So through our blade guides, we got one here and one here. We're centered up on our flywheels. And so we just need to get everything in and centered. And then you want to put a little bit of tension on it. So when I turn this tension blade, it pulls this flywheel back to make sure everything is flowing smoothly. You want to be careful when you're spinning this not to do it fast, because you don't want to basically kickstart your motor. But you want to make sure the blade is set and good on the flywheel. Tension off here. All right. So there we go. That's it. There's adjustments so you can adjust the camber of the wheel, but you basically just need to make sure that you're not hitting any of the belts in a weird way. Everything's flowing good and smoothly, which it is. So we got the blade on. Everything's good. I like to spin it a little faster when I'm not right in front of it, just to make sure it's not catching or flying off. And everything looks good. That's literally all there is to it. It's about as simple could be. So now we're gonna put the extended blade guard on right here that we took off. But one thing for sure, you want to be very careful because this blade is crazy sharp. Alright. Let's get this. There we go. Put this on here. Alright, that's it. Blade is hereby changed. Easy as could be. Very, very user friendly, very simple.